Hey guys, Astro Bella here, and today we're talking about the astrology for March 2024. And we've got a big month ahead of us. We have an eclipse at the end of the month. We've still got some Aquarian energy at the beginning of the month, plenty of Piscean energy in the middle of the month, and a little bit of Aries energy towards the end of the month as we enter Aries season. But there's going to be a lot of Libra energy as well, because this eclipse will be a lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. And I'm going to go over how it affects each of the individual signs, but make sure to watch the intro so you can know how this energy is going to impact us all as a collective. And if you like what I have to say, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my page. And if you love astrology, I also have an app that's available in the App Store and on Google Play. It's called Astro Bella, and you can get your birth chart on there, your daily horoscope, your yearly horoscope, and a bunch of other astrological goodies. All right, so let's dive right in to the month of March. So let's start with the Aquarian energy right off the bat, because we still have Venus and Mars in the sign of Aquarius. And both of those planets are going to be making a square to Uranus and Taurus. And squares are tensor aspects in astrology. They create this friction between two planets. And Uranus represents chaos, unpredictability, curveballs, surprises, things that throw us for a loop. So right off the bat, we may be thrown for a loop. And Venus represents our relationships, our finances, our creativity. We may be wanting to express ourselves in a new way, but it may be shocking to others because we're going to have this need to break free, to rebel, to do things differently, because we were just very inspired by all the Aquarian energy that we experienced in February. There was a lot of it, and we were really thinking outside the box, whether we were aware of it or not, but we were almost forced to look at things differently, to really focus on the future, to think about how we want to move forward in our lives. And it's created this like inner turmoil with a lot of us. And a lot of us really are going to want to be breaking free and rebelling against societal norms of just like doing things their own way. So with Venus squaring off with Uranus, we're going to be doing things our own way. We're going to be going against the norm, going against the grain. A lot of people are going to be acting like that, and unexpected things can come into our lives, complete surprises, complete curveballs. And we're going to feel this pressure to make a change. And if we don't honor that, then it's going to build this anxiety within us. If we don't honor this need to break free, then we're going to feel very anxious. So go with it. It may shock other people. You may shock yourself. But just honor the need for freedom, because it's going to be strong. And when Mars makes an aspect to Uranus just a few days after on the 9th, that's going to be even tenser energy, because it's less about how you express yourself and more about taking action, because Mars is the planet of action, of ambition, of aggression, even it's the planet of war. It's the warrior planet. So this energy can really show us how our actions have consequences, and we might be doing things out of the norm to break free, to rebel. We might feel this pressure to rebel, and it's going to be very intense. The consequences of our actions right now can be very unexpected, so just be careful. You might want to act without thinking, but be careful with that. This can also bring issues with technology, with power. There could be power outages during this time. Technology could be down, could be glitching, just like surprises. So, be careful on the 9th, because that's tenser energy. So that's the Aquarian energy. And then we've got so much Piscean energy going on as well, because it is Pisces season. So this is also a very emotional time. This is a very intuitive time. We're going to be very connected to our feelings, to our emotions. And there's so much going on in Pisces that this energy could be heavy and confusing and overwhelming, and we might be feeling too much, and we might be receiving psychic and intuitive downloads, but we won't know what to do with it all, because it will be a lot, and we're going to be feeling a lot of pressure to do something with all of this energy. And it's super, super important that we really tap in, tune in March, because we have access to higher realms, to intuitive knowledge right now. And a lot of things are going to be wonky and not making perfect sense. But all we have right now is our intuition to guide us. So trust it, honor it. On the 8th, Mercury will conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Mercury is already in Pisces right at the beginning of the month. And by the 8th, it will make a conjunction with Neptune. Neptune is the planet of mysticism. Neptune is the planet of spirituality, but Mercury is how we think. So when you combine these two planets together, we might not be thinking very clear. Things may seem a little fuzzy, but this is a great time to go into meditation, to do spiritual practices, to get super creative. And yeah, it's a spiritual time. It's not the best time to sign contracts, but it's a really great time to meditate and be in nature. We've got a new moon in Pisces on the 10th. There's a new moon in Pisces on the 10th, which will be a new beginning for you in the Pisces part of your chart. It'll inspire you to do things differently as well because it's sextile Uranus, and that's a positive aspect. So that energy is going to be less uncomfortable, especially if we're tapped into our intuition. And after the new moon, we're going to be in eclipse season. We're going to start feeling that eclipse season right after the new moon, 2 weeks leading up to it. So we're going to be in some like interesting territory because things out of our control are going to be coming into play, because with eclipses, it's like there's cosmic energy that's aligning us with our destiny, and it's stuff is going away, stuff is coming in. It's like out of our control. So this is a really important time to surrender and to trust. Venus will enter Pisces on the 11th. So that's very creative and romantic and more spiritual energy there. Spiritual energy will be amplifying. And it's like, it's also very confusing energy, but it's like, it's forcing us to just trust our guidance. It's a really good time to just take it easy, to rest, to connect with yourself, to connect with your guides, to whatever you do, to pray, to meditate, to listen, to honor your body and your spirit. And then the sun will conjunct Neptune on the 17th in Pisces. So that's even more intense spiritual energy. Like if you guys don't come out enlightened after March, I don't know what to say. You might not feel enlightened though. You might feel like nothing makes sense, but it's like we have so much access to the higher dimensions right now, to the higher realms. Like we could really communicate and find answers through our spiritual practices right now. But Saturn is also in Pisces, okay? So this Pisces season is a little different. It's a little heavier because Saturn is the planet of karma and hard work and discipline. So Saturn is just like making everything feel heavier, because Saturn, it doesn't want us to just be meditating and looking for answers. It wants us to be doing something with those answers. It wants us to use our intuition to find inspiration and answers and creativity and beauty and access our imagination and like take all of it and solidify it, bring it into the physical world so that we can make our lives and other people's lives better, right? So Saturn wants us to get real, wants us to get serious, because this is go time. Like we need to tap into our spiritual gifts right now so that we can share them, so that we can make our lives better, so that we can make an income, so that we could like teach people things. So Saturn is making us get real. And with Venus making a conjunction with Saturn on the 21st, it really is forcing us to commit to something, whether it's our relationships, a creative project, committing to taking our creative inspirations and doing something with them in the tangible world so that we can make this world a more beautiful place. Taking that idea for a film script or a song or a poem or the beautiful pictures in your mind, painting them and sharing them with people. Saturn really wants us to share our spiritual gifts right now. And then Mars will enter Pisces as well on the 22nd. And Mars is the planet of action and ambition. And when it goes into Pisces, it kind of slows down. So we might be feeling a little lethargic and slow and be like acting upon our emotions, letting our emotions guide us, which is good because this is more spiritual energy, more intuitive guidance. And it's kind of a time to rest, to take it easy, because we're going to probably need a lot of time to recuperate, because we're going to be picking up so much from the universe that it's going to be a little bit draining. So with Mars and Pisces, we might just like need extra time to rest, recuperate, and rejuvenate. It's a great time to like do a spiritual retreat, go in nature. anything that's like connected to spirituality and nourishing your soul is going to be really good right now. Then there's also the Aries energy this month. We have Mercury entering Aries on the 9th, which will give us a little bit more clarity because Mercury is how we think and Aries is a fire sign. It's very initiative, it's very passionate. So things can become a little bit clearer then, and the energy will become a little bit more balanced as the planets start moving into Aries and out of Pisces. So, we'll have things will pick up a little bit as opposed to us feeling just super emotional and deep all the time. Aries will make us want to do something with it all, to take some action, to move forward. But use that little window of Mercury being in Aries from the 9th to the 18th, because Mercury is actually entering its shadow on the 18th because it's preparing to go retrograde in April on the 1st. So things are going to slow down again. It's like just when we get a little taste of this Aryan energy, we're like, okay, yeah, let's move forward. We're also going to be entering the Mercury retrograde shadow phase. And the sun will enter Aries on the 19th, and that's the astrological new year. So we're going to be feeling initiative, excited to like take our spiritual insights and do something with them and start fresh and start new. But it will also be a little bit interesting because it's going to be eclipse season. So it's like, we're going to try to make things go forward, but we might not be in control. There could be other forces at play that are like moving things around. So it's like, we'll get a little taste of this Aries vibe, but it's like Mercury's about to go retrograde in Aries at the beginning of April. There's about to be an eclipse at the end of March and an eclipse in April as well. So it's like, we want to speed up, but the universe might not let us. And yeah, that's the other big energy this month is the Libra energy, because we're going to have a lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra at 5 degrees. It's going to be with the south node. So this is the energy of letting go. This is the energy of release. This is energy of out with the old and in with the new. And Libra is all about our relationships, how we relate to one another. And with it being with the south node being in Libra, this energy is really about letting go of our codependent behaviors, of our people-pleasing behaviors, of our needing outside validation and approval. And wherever you have Libra in your chart, it's going to impact that area of your life, but it's affecting us all. And it's about getting more in touch with being independent. Aries, which is the opposite axis. We're going to have a solar eclipse in Aries just 2 weeks after that. But we're really going to be cutting ties with something toxic in our lives. It could be a toxic relationship that's holding us back from being independent, from being strong, for caring about ourselves and not needing anyone else's approval. So this is big energy. This is huge energy. So that's going to be the impact on the collective. And now I'm going to get into each sign. And make sure you check your rising sign first, because I'm going by the house system. So whatever your rising sign is, that's going to be the most prominent energy for you. And you can check your sun and your moon as well. That energy will come secondarily. With the moon, it might be more of an internal energy. With the sun, it could be in relation to how you appear in the world and your career and your ambition. But definitely check the rising sign, because that's going to correlate with exactly what houses you have all of these planetary alignments and ingresses happening in. So do that and let's get into it. Aries, this is a very big month for you. The start of your season is happening this month. There is an eclipse in your 7th house of relationships. It's a lunar eclipse in Libra with the south node. So something is being cut out from your life. It could literally translate to the end of a relationship, cutting out toxicity in your relationship, cutting out toxic people that you wanted to pursue a relationship with. It's a big ending for you in regards to your relationship. That's happening at the end of the month. But right off the bat, in the beginning of the month, the Aquarian energy that we still have going on is impacting your 11th house of friendships. Venus will be squaring Uranus on the 3rd from your 11th house, and Uranus brings surprises. So there could be your friends could surprise you. You can find out some unexpected news about your friends that may throw you for a loop. You may want to cut out friendships as well. And you're going to be feeling this need to break free, to be your most authentic self in regards to your relationships. But that might scare some people away, but it will also bring in better people. On the 9th, Mars will be squaring Uranus, and you're ruled by Mars. So you're going to be feeling this a lot. It may make you very anxious. You may not want to cut people out, but you feel in your gut that you need to. And your actions could really shock others. But cutting out certain people could be really important for you to align with your greater purpose. So be your most authentic self and just trust. And be careful on the 9th, because that could be a tense day. And just know that you're going to be feeling impulsive on that day, because you can't take it anymore. You need to show the world who you truly are. And that will surprise some people. The Piscean energy that's going on this month will be impacting your 12th house of spirituality and the subconscious. So you could be doing a lot of healing this month as well, spiritual healing. Neptune and Mercury will conjoin in your 12th house on the 8th. So this could be a very intuitive, spiritual time. Things may not make logical sense, but your intuition wants to guide you at this time. So trust it, even if it doesn't make logical sense. There's a new moon in your 12th house. So this could be you really going deep and getting in touch with your subconscious and healing subconscious wounds, and getting spiritual insights, really going within, getting creative. Venus will enter your 12th house on the 11th. So you're going to be having creative insights, inspirations, intuitive guidance, ideas, opportunities to heal from your past, from things that are buried deep within you. The sun will conjunct Neptune in Pisces on the 17th. So this is a very confusing time. You're going to be making a lot of changes. You're going to be getting a lot of downloads, but you might not know what to do with this energy quite yet. But then on the 21st, Venus will conjunct Saturn in your 12th house. So that energy is going to make you want to get real about your spirituality. You could be having all these insights, and your imagination could be running wild right now. You could be having crazy dreams this month, but Saturn wants you to take all of these insights and this creativity and do something with it. Bring it into the tangible world. Create something beautiful with it. It could be heavy. It could be very heavy. You might have to face old wounds that you haven't faced in a long time, but it's okay. Don't run from it. Then Mars on the 22nd is going to be entering your 12th house as well. That's even more spiritual energy for you. You may want to rest more, retreat, go on a spiritual retreat, connect with spiritual people. This is not your average Pisces season, okay? Because Mars is action, it's ambition, it's moving forward, it's initiating things. And Pisces is such an emotional and spiritual sign that you might be led by your emotions more. You might be led by your intuition. You might be more introverted, more tired. But at the same time, the Aries energy, you're going to be feeling that too. So it's going to create a nice balance. But all the Piscean energy is going to make you still be very in the land of, what's beyond the physical. So you're going to want to take action, to initiate, but things are not going to be super clear because Piscean energy can be very fuzzy. So Mercury will enter your first house of self on the 9th. So you're going to be more communicative. So you'll be able to express these spiritual ideas to others, and your communication will become clearer as long as you're still connected to your intuition. But Mercury will go into its pre-shadow phase on the 18th, because Mercury will actually be going retrograde in your sign. So you're going to be excited to start your season, which starts on the 19th. It's also the beginning of the Astrological New Year, but at the same time, you're going to be slowing down because you're preparing for a retrograde. So you might have to revisit things from your past that you've left behind. So stay connected to your intuition, do some spiritual healing, trust your gut, cut out people that aren't meant to be in your life. Be your most authentic self, even if it shocks and surprises others. And then at the end of the month, that eclipse that I mentioned, that's going to be impacting you majorly. And you're going to start feeling the eclipse energy very strongly after the new moon on the 10th. And on the 25th is when the eclipse happens, and it's impacting your house of relationships. So it could be an ending for you in regards to your relationships. Things out of your control can happen to align you with your greater purpose, but you may have to let some people go. And this is going to be The energy could be very heavy, but it's also very healing, and it's inspiring you to take all of your inspiration and all of your insights and to do something with it and to make your life better by sharing your spiritual gifts with others and trusting your gut. Taurus, you're going to be thinking about your career this month, your friendships, your spirituality, and your health. That is because the Aquarius energy that we still have going on at the beginning of the month is impacting your 10th house of career and reputation. Now, Venus is squaring Uranus and Mars is squaring Uranus on the 3rd and on the 9th. So from that time, unexpected changes in regards to your career are coming. You may want to take a whole new path in your career. It may shock other people, but you have this desire, this need, this pressure to break free from the old way of doing things in regards to your career. You could be getting a lot of creative insights, but those insights are telling you to do things differently. This could be a totally unexpected change. You could even change careers completely this month. The Piscean energy that's going on is affecting your 11th house of friendships. So there's going to be a lot of energy in regards to how you're communicating with others, and you could be communicating with others in a very spiritual way, in a very deep emotional way. On the 8th, Mercury will conjoin Neptune in your 11th house of friendships, but the communication may not be so clear. It may just be like psychic communication. You're going to be connecting with your friends in a very spiritual way, so you may be even like reading each other's minds. But there's also a bit of confusion in the people who are not aligned with you spiritually. The new moon on the 10th in your 11th house could bring new friendships in, new spiritual friends that are more aligned with you. So just stay open to that. Trust your guidance. You're going to be feeling very intuitive at this time. Venus will also enter your 11th house of friendships on the 11th. So that's going to bring like more social energy into your life, but just very deep social energy. Like you're going to be like connecting with your friends in a new way. And it's going to feel very good. The sun will conjoin Neptune in your 11th house. And Neptune brings another level of confusion. Things are not going to be clear, but things are going to be very dreamlike. You could be doing creative projects with your friends at this time, connecting on a spiritual level, doing spiritual activities with your friends. But Venus will be conjoining Saturn, which is the planet of hard work and discipline, in your friend group. So there could be something that you guys want to do together in a spiritual sense, but like maybe creating a spiritual business together, or standing up for spirituality, coming together in a spiritual group and connecting with people, but like to really like make a difference in the world, to do something with all these insights and this creativity that you're going to be receiving. But it's going to be with other people, which is nice. And you'll know intuitively who the right people are for you in your life that are aligned with your path. And Mars will also enter your 11th house of friendships on the 22nd. So you're going to be feeling passionate about connecting with these new spiritual, amazing friends, and not so much with the non-spiritual. You'll feel if like the connection is off. You'll know intuitively, like, okay, this is not where I want to be putting my energy. And there's going to be Arian energy that's going on in your 12th house of spirituality. So more spiritual energy. But so when Mercury enters your 12th house, you're definitely going to be like having crazy dreams, having more downloads, communicating about these spiritual topics, doing some spiritual healing on yourself as well. And that will be a more introverted time. But there's a balance because the Piscean energy is still going on. So it's like you need to find the balance between sharing all of this with other people and then taking time for yourself. And Mercury will also be going into its shadow on the 18th. So you're going to be thinking about your past a lot, and like old wounds, subconscious wounds that may have affected you may come up again for healing. The sun will enter your 12th house on the 19th. So that's even more introverted time. So, I mean, it's going to be a very extroverted month. You're going to be very social, but then you're going to start winding down a little bit and feeling the need to rest and recharge. There's going to be an eclipse on the 25th. It's a lunar eclipse in Libra at 5 degrees. And this is going to be your 6th house of daily routines, of work, of your health. So this could be also a wake-up call. You're having this amazing spiritual time, with other people, and making changes to your career. You're going within, you're healing yourself, but all of these insights are going to lead you to make a big change in regards to how you do things day to day. Your daily routines. Like, are you living your most healthy life? Like, what about the physical world too? Like, is there something that I need to cut out, a toxic habit in my life that is standing in the way of me living my greatest life? And this could be something out of your control, because eclipses just align us with our destiny in a way that, you know, we don't choose. Eclipses just, and with it being a lunar eclipse, this is an ending. So you're cutting something out. And it could be, you could literally be changing jobs. You could be changing your routine, like not doing the unhealthy things anymore, cutting those things out. So this is a very, very powerful month for you. Gemini, this is a big month for you. You're really expanding your mind. The Aquarian energy that we're feeling at the beginning of the month, with Venus still being in Aquarius and Mars being in Aquarius, is impacting your 9th house of your belief systems, of higher education, of travel. On the 3rd, Venus will be making a square aspect with Uranus, the planet of surprises and sudden changes. So your beliefs are going to surprise you at this time. You may be gaining spiritual insights because Uranus is in your 12th house, and it will be squaring your 9th house of belief. So you could be getting these spiritual insights that could be quite shocking, that make you see the world differently, and it could inspire you to go back to school or to pursue expanding your mind in a very unconventional way. And you could just want to just pick up and leave and just go explore the world, because you're going to have this like intense need to expand your mind, this desire to break free from what you're doing and just continue to learn, to grow, to trust, to connect with your faith, with your beliefs, and your whole perspective can change. And with Mars also in your 9th house of beliefs, on the 9th, it's going to be squaring Uranus. So this is more surprises, more unexpected revelations could be coming to you that could be inspiring you to take a little bit of an impulsive action that could surprise and shock others, to just go for the thing, to just buy the ticket, to go travel, to go explore the world, to go, go pursue learning something, to pursue this expansion that you need. And your beliefs could be tested. Everything you thought you knew, you might start to question in March. There's a lot of Piscean energy going on. Pisces rules your 10th house of career and reputation. So you're going to be thinking about your career a lot, but you're going to be using a lot of your intuitive insights to make changes within your career, or to gain clarity in your career, because it'll be like a roller coaster ride in regards to your career, because you may feel very confused on what you need to do, especially because on the 8th, Mercury, the planet that rules you, is going to be conjoining with Neptune, the planet of spirituality and mysticism. So you might feel very confused in what direction to go in your career, but it's really important to tap into your intuition at this time, because the downloads that you're going to be getting may not make a lot of logical sense, but your intuition, if you're guided by your intuition, it's going to lead you exactly where you need to be. So trust it. And then on the 10th, there's a new moon in Pisces, which is your 10th house. So this could be a new beginning in your career, and you could be doing things differently in regards to like what your intuition is telling you is going to make you want to do things differently in your career. And this could be a very positive change in your career, a positive new beginning. Venus will enter your career house on the 11th. So you're going to be feeling very creative in your career, very creatively inspired. You're going to want to take your creative insights and your intuition and access your imagination in a new way to affect your career, to make your career more fulfilling in a creative and a spiritual way, in an emotional way. You're going to want to use your emotions to guide you on what to do next. When the sun conjoins Neptune in your career house on the 17th, that's going to bring more confusion, because again, you are ruled by logic. You're ruled by Mercury. You want things to make sense, but things might not make sense in regards to your career, but you need to trust your intuition at this time because it is guiding you. But with Saturn also being in your career house, it's bringing this heaviness. It's bringing this need to be disciplined in your career, to work hard in your career. But what Saturn wants you to do is to take your spiritual insights, to take your creativity, to take your vivid imagination, and to apply it to your career, because this energy wants you to share your spiritual gifts with the world. This energy wants you to use your spiritual gifts to make a living, to better your life and the life of others. Then Mars will be entering your career house on the 22nd. So you're going to be feeling very passionate to make these changes. And you're going to be working hard to do it. But like staying connected to your intuition in the meantime and allowing it to guide you. With the Aries energy going on, that's impacting your 11th house of friendships. So on the 9th, Mercury will enter your 11th house. So yes, that's going to be better for you because you're ruled by Mercury, and Mercury in Pisces is confusing for you. But when it enters your 11th house of friendships and community, you're going to be communicating with your friends, and they're going to help you make sense of all of it, all of the spiritual stuff. And that's going to help. So talk to others, like stay connected to your community, share with your friends all of these spiritual insights, business ideas, and they'll help you make sense of it. And use that little window because Mercury will be going in its shadow phase on the 18th because it's going retrograde in April 1st, but there's going to be a little bit of a shadow phase. So things are going to slow down, and you're ruled by Mercury. So that's really going to impact you. So use the time, especially when Mercury is in Aries, to think clearly and to have like these strong and deep conversations with your friends that help you gain clarity and inspire you to take action. The sun will enter Aries on the 19th, also your 11th house. So, Mercury won't quite be in retrograde yet. So this is a really good time to make strong connections with people, to be social. It's very important. And on the 25th, we have this big lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra at 5 degrees. And that is your 5th house of creativity, of romance, of children. And in regards to romance, this could be an end to a toxic romantic partnership, or it could even be an end to a toxic way of being while dating, getting rid of toxic habits that are standing in the way of you having a fulfilling romantic life or a fulfilling creative life, like blocks that are keeping you from expressing yourself in a creative way, like anything that's standing in the way of you sharing your creativity with others and like really being connected to your creative insights, that's going to end. It could be a relationship, it could be a way of thinking, it could be a toxic person. Libra is all about codependency and this need for validation. Like you don't need that anymore. You don't need people to validate your creative insights. Just let it flow. You don't need people to validate you in your relationships. Just trust, and it's helping you be more independent, like not needing someone to feel happy. You just need yourself. And when you find everything that you need within yourself already, you're not going to depend on someone else to give it to you. So this will be a big ending for you. And yeah. Cancer. So on the 3rd, right off the bat, Venus in Aquarius, which is in your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources, and psychological healing, is going to be making a square to Uranus. So this could bring something unexpected into your life that has to do with your deeper healing. Or it could be a shock that comes out of the blue that disrupts your joint finances with your partner. And it could be a trauma or something that comes up that needs to be looked at, that needs to be healed. Or this can even be you becoming more intimate with your partner, but in a very unconventional way. So whatever it is, it's going to be a very healing activity right now, but there could be some anxiety that comes up along with this healing, whether it's through psychological healing, sexual healing, or dealing with finances. You could get a shock to your finances. Pretty much the 8th house is all the things that aren't meant to be spoken about at the dinner table. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of hidden topics, with the squares from Uranus to Venus, and then another square from Uranus to Mars, which is also happening in your 8th house of all of these topics I just mentioned. So Mars is more of an ambitious and active energy. So, and it's more of a jolting, a jarring energy. So these old wounds are coming up. These old wounds need to be re-examined, need to be looked at. So there could be a little bit of tension, a little bit of anxiety. Breathe through it. Alternative methods of healing are really effective for you right now. So if you want to do something like a breath work or yoga, meditation, plant medicine, stuff like that, that could be really healing for you. But, the results could be a little bit surprising in whatever it is that you do. So just go easy on yourself during this time. It's a very healing month, very transformative month. The 8th house also represents transformation, but you could be thrown a curveball in one of these areas. So the Piscean energy that's going on in March is affecting your ninth house of travel, of higher education, of your beliefs. So you're expanding your mind in a very spiritual way. On the 8th, Mercury will conjoin with Neptune in that house. So there is a little bit of confusion there. You're going to be feeling very spiritual, but things are not going to make logical sense. So in regards to your beliefs, you may feel a little confused on what your beliefs are, especially because you're going through a lot of internal healing processes right now. So you might question your beliefs at this time. But there's a new moon on the 10th, also in your ninth house, and you could begin pursuing a new belief of some sort. Like you've learned something and now you want to look at things a different way. So this new belief could be pursued. You could be pursuing a new educational study, or you could want to pursue seeing the world or traveling, or you're going to be feeling very inspired. You're going to be feeling very tapped in, very intuitive, and want to expand. Venus will also enter your ninth house of travel and education, higher education, on the 11th. So you're going to be feeling very creative in how you expand your mind. You're going to be receiving a lot of insights. Your beliefs are completely shifting this month. The sun will conjoin Neptune also in your ninth house of beliefs and travel. So that brings more confusion because Neptune is the planet of spirituality and mysticism, but it makes things fuzzy. It makes things unclear. So it's like you're receiving a lot, you're downloading a lot from the universe, but it can cause confusion and uncertainty. And this is all in regards to your beliefs and how you want to expand. So just go easy on yourself. You don't need all the answers right now, or the answers don't need to make logical sense, but the answers are going to be more intuitive for you this month in regards to what you believe about yourself, what you believe about the world, how you want to experience the world. On the 21st, Venus will conjoin Saturn in Pisces in your ninth house. So that's the time when you realize, I need to get serious. I need to get serious about my beliefs. I need to get serious about how I'm going to expand as a person in this lifetime. It's like a reality check for you. And you may feel inspired to actually do something, to pursue these new beliefs. You may want to go to a spiritual location. You may want to take a trip to a faraway land to learn, you're really focused on just expanding your mind in a very spiritual way. Mars will also enter your ninth house. So this is going to be even more energy. You're going to be feeling it. You're like, okay, I need to go back to school. I need to travel. I need to do something. But it's going to be a roller coaster ride because you're not exactly going to have that clarity, but you're going to have these feelings of what you need to do. But these feelings might be conflicting with what you thought you needed to do because you're moving in a new direction now. So it's exciting. It's expansive energy, but it's also confusing and spiritual energy. Just be kind to yourself and take it slow. And this is just a very meditative, contemplative time to just really go within and see what your beliefs are and make sure your beliefs are aligned with who you want to be and where you want to go. The Aries energy that's coming in this month as well is affecting your 10th house of career. So yeah, your career is still on your mind as well. You have Mercury entering your 10th house on the 9th. So with everything that you're experiencing, with this need to expand and to alter your beliefs and to make changes in your life in regards to your healing, you're going to be also figuring out a way to apply all of this into your career ambitions and your career goals. You're going to be thinking about that. You may even start thinking about a completely new career at this time. Like you're going to want to shift gears. But when Mercury enters its shadow on the 18th, you're going to want to slow down, and then you're going to think about, well, what careers was I thinking about pursuing in the past? Maybe there's something I want to revisit. Maybe there's something I overlooked that could benefit me at this time. And the sun will also enter your 10th house on the 19th, and this is the Astrological New Year, so it's an exciting time. You're going to be feeling motivated in your career, but at the same time, you're going to be wanting to move backwards because Mercury will be going retrograde in your career house on April 1st, but the shadow phase is leading up to it is going to make you slow down. So it's a bit of a roller coaster this month, a bit of confusion, deep emotions, a lot of spiritual insights. And then we end the month with a huge eclipse in the sign of Libra, which is your 4th house of your roots, your childhood, your family, and your home. Okay, so there's going to be more stuff coming up for you with this eclipse. It's going to be a little bit heavier and intense, and things that are out of your control could come into your life, but there's something toxic in your life that you need to let go of. And it could even be a connection with somebody in your family that might be toxic, or maybe you're healing something from your childhood that's been weighing heavily on you. You could be resolving a conflict with a family member that could be healing for you. And, you can make room for a new beginning with that family member. But yeah, any type of childhood trauma or things like that are going to come up for you right now. So you're going to be feeling a lot of emotions this month. You're going to be shifting in your mind. You're going to be picking up a lot. Move slow, be easy on yourself, and take the time that you need to heal. And one thing I forgot to mention, Cancer, is that this could also be a literal move. You could be thinking about changing the location of your home, letting go of an old home and moving towards a new one. And there's going to be a lot of events out of your control that are happening during eclipse season. So 2 weeks before, just be aware, like it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but just trust and surrender, because this is happening for your highest good. And eclipses have the tendency to align us with this greater purpose. So just surrender if you can, and good luck. Leo, your 7th house is still activated because there's that Aquarian energy that's still going. So your 7th house is your house of relationships and partnerships. So if you haven't seen some changes within that area in February, you're going to see some changes in March. Okay. Unexpected, out of the blue changes, because Venus is in your 7th house of relationships, and on the 3rd it's going to be making a square to Uranus, which is the planet of unexpected and sudden changes. So there might be an unexpected sudden change in regards to your relationships, how you relate to others. Your partner could throw you for a loop. This could be a business partnership as well. It's going to be a whirlwind of emotions, unexpected loops, and it could be even pressure from your career, because Uranus is in your 10th house of career. So there could be some pressure coming from that area. Plus Venus rules your 10th house of career. So unexpected stuff from your career, from your relationships, just curveballs. You're going to be the one who feels the need to break free in some way. And then on the 9th, Mars, that's also in your 7th house of partnerships, is going to be squaring Uranus. And so that could be even more tense energy, just out of the blue stuff, just unexpected changes with people in your life, with your career, a totally new direction in either. It could be literally a person though that comes into your life, and an unexpected romance with someone very unconventional perhaps, or just like an unconventional approach to your career. Just expect some curveballs, okay? And try to surrender to them, but it could be like anxiety inducing. So go easy on yourself and take good care of your mental health and your spiritual health at this time. And speaking of spiritual health, it is also Pisces season. So you're going to be feeling a lot too. And Pisces rules your 8th house of shared resources, intimacy, psychological healing, stuff that is hidden, stuff that we don't talk about at the dinner table. So there's a lot of energy there in Pisces. We have Mercury conjoining Neptune in Pisces. So that's the mind and mysticism. So there's going to be a lot of psychic downloads coming in, and they're going to be in regards to your personal healing, to healing your trauma, pretty much. So stay connected, stay in tune, because you're going to be receiving a lot, and you could really transform this month. The 8th house is the house of transformation. So if you're connected this month, you could make a huge transformation. There's a new moon in your 8th house. This could be a new beginning for you in regards to your healing journey, how you want to approach things. It could be a new beginning in how you approach your finances, your investments, your shared resources with someone else. It's not going to make logical sense. So stay connected to your intuition on how you want to go about doing these things. Venus will also enter your 8th house on the 11th. So you're going to be getting creative about your healing. You're going to be really in a deep, deep psychological place. You're going to be exploring the psyche right now, making a lot of epiphanies, but it may feel heavy because the 8th house is just a little bit of a heavier energy. But you can have access to a lot of spiritual truths right now if you're open to it. With Saturn also being in the 8th house though, and Venus conjoining Saturn, it's kind of going to be a little bit of a reality check. Like, okay, I need to get real. Like, am I taking the steps to actually heal myself? Am I doing what needs to be done to clear up this internal world? Am I listening to my inner guidance? Am I avoiding certain pain? or something that's been weighing heavily on you. And there'll be a lot of confusion in regards to all these things because you'll be picking up a lot, but it won't make perfect sense, especially with the sun conjoining Neptune as well on the 17th. So there's going to be a lack of clarity, and it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride in regards to your deeper emotions and old wounds. Old wounds are going to be coming up for you. Mars will be in your 8th house too, which could be it's just intensifying the energy. But with that, like, you're going to feel a little bit tired, a little bit sluggish. You're going to be doing so much internal work that you need to take the time to rest, okay? With all of that 8th house stuff, and stay connected to your intuition, please, because it's going to save you this month when things don't make sense. There's also some Aries. The Aries season is also beginning in the beginning of the Astrological New Year, and Aries rules your 9th house of travel, higher education, of your beliefs. So Mercury will enter Aries on the 9th, your 9th house. So you're going to be thinking about expanding your mind, and you're going to be thinking about traveling somewhere. You may be making some travel plans, realizing you need a little bit of a balance because you've been working really hard, and you're thinking about like getting away and just like really connecting to your spirituality in a different way. You may even want to visit some place that you've already been, because Mercury will go into its shadow phase on the 18th, because in April 1st, it's going retrograde. And so you're going to be wanting to expand your mind, but then you're going to be slowing down a bit because of this shadow phase. So you're going to be revisiting in your mind like old beliefs, old places, spiritual places that you may have visited that you want to re-explore. You may think about traveling somewhere that you've already been. And the sun will enter your 9th house as well on the 19th, which is the beginning of the Astrological New Year. So you'll be excited to pursue maybe even higher education, to learn something, to study something, to travel, to explore. It's exciting energy, but you're going to get excited and then you're going to slow down because Mercury will go retrograde in that house as well. So it's a little bit of a roller coaster ride in so many ways this March. And we have an eclipse, which is like the most important out of all of this energy. Like, we're going to be feeling all of this, but the eclipse is happening on the 25th, but we're already going to start feeling the effects of the eclipse starting from the 10th, which is on the new moon. So there could be just unexpected things coming and going out of your life. It's happening in your 3rd house, Libra. This is a lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra, with the South Node in your 3rd house. And your 3rd house represents communication, learning, your neighborhood, your siblings, short trips. So this is an ending of some sort. Maybe you're pursuing learning something, or an ending a way of communicating with others that was really toxic. Maybe you were not communicating your needs in a way that was empowering to you. You're letting something go. Maybe you don't need to communicate in a certain way anymore. You don't need that validation from others when it comes to what you're putting out there with your words, with your writing, with what you say. You don't need that validation. You're letting go of that. There's going to be things out of your control that are going to come into your life that are going to shift things around. And this could even have to do with your neighborhood. You could be moving to a new neighborhood, or thinking about moving to a new neighborhood. You could be ending a conflict with people, with your neighbors or your siblings. So pay attention to that, because things that are out of the blue could come up for you in this lunar eclipse. And it could even be like the end of just toxic relationships or toxic people. So there's a lot of shifts. It's going to be a very deep month for you. And the best thing that you can do is just surrender and to trust, because you're going to want to be in control, but then you're going to realize, like, I can't control anything because it's eclipse season and all these fated changes are happening in my life, and I'm getting all these spiritual downloads, and I want to expand and I want to heal, and you could do it all. But just, you don't always have to be in control of everything. Just kind of trust what comes through. And this takes some time for spiritual healing, for sure. Rest, retreat, honor your body, honor your soul, take a day off, get a massage. Virgo, big changes for you this month. Okay, the Aquarian sector of your chart is still activated, and that is your 6th house of work, health, and daily routines. On the 3rd, Venus in your 6th house is making a square aspect to Uranus, which is the planet of unpredictability, unexpected surprises. So this could be an unexpected surprise in your work, a shift in direction when it comes to your work. You know, someone at work can completely shock you or throw you for a loop. So mind your coworkers, pay attention to what they're doing, because they might throw you for a little bit of a loop. You know, you could be changing roles, shifting positions. This could also affect your health though. So be really mindful of what you're putting in your body and how you're treating your body at this time. Be very careful, okay, with your, like the things that you're ingesting. This is a really great time to implement healthier routines. And you probably have been doing that for a while, Virgo, with all this sixth house being activated for a long time, and you're definitely thinking about your health. But just be careful with your health, because on the 9th, Mars, that's also in your 6th house, you've probably been working really hard, and you could be thrown for a loop where your body tells you, okay, you need to slow down a little bit. It's okay to slow down. Something out of the blue is going to disrupt your work life, your health routine. So you need to take extra care of yourself, please, in March, and take care of your mental health as well. Do what you need to do. Meditate, practice mindfulness, eat healthy, limit toxicity in your foods, eat very, very healthy, clean, organic this month, every month, but especially this month. There's a lot of Piscean energy also going on, and that is impacting your 7th house of relationships. So this is the other really big energy, because your relationships are going to go through a bit of an up and down. Okay, so you're feeling very spiritual this month too, because it's Pisces season right off the bat. You're going to be receiving a lot of intuitive guidance, but you're also going to be feeling very confused in your relationship, in your partnerships. Things are not going to be super clear. But they're going to, because it's going to be more like you're going to be feeling a lot, but you're not going to understand those feelings, okay? And it's okay not to understand them. Sometimes things don't need to be logical. You just need to trust the inner guidance. And with the new moon happening in your 7th house of relationship, this can actually be a beginning of a new and spiritual connection with somebody. Or if you're already with someone, it could be a new phase of your relationship that's deeper and just more spiritual. You feel more connected to your partner. So that could be good. Venus will also enter your 7th house. So this is romance in your 7th house. It could be more romantic, more spiritual. If you're not with someone, you could very well meet someone during this time. The sun will conjoin Neptune in Pisces on the 17th. So that's a little bit more of confusing energy. So it's like a lot is happening with your partnerships, but you're not going to know exactly what it is. And if you try to figure it out, you're going to end up feeling more anxious. So just like if something new comes into your life, just let it be, let it flow. Just enjoy it for what it is. Don't try to understand it right off the bat. Enjoy the romance and the beauty of it, okay? And this could be in your creative pursuits as well, but it most likely will be with either your partner, somebody new, or just a business partner. Even with another person, you're going to be experiencing this spiritual, beautiful, romantic energy. And by the 21st, Venus will conjoin Saturn in your 7th house of partnerships. And Saturn wants to solidify things. So it's going to be hard for you not to think about what you want this thing to be. So it's like you could really think about wanting to commit more seriously to this person. But it may be hard to express that energy. You can honestly do it in a psychic way. If you're having this spiritual connection with someone, it's like, it's almost as if you're like, you just can read each other's thoughts. Like that's the type of vibe of this Pisces 7th house activation for you. So you are going to be thinking about, what is this relationship? And maybe that person will be thinking about the same, and hopefully it does turn into something long-term. But you don't have to talk about it. It's just something that you'll feel. It's going to be more intuitive. Like you're going to know, like, this is somebody that I want to have something with, like serious. Because Saturn wants you to commit to whatever it is that you're doing. Saturn wants you to commit. Mars will also be in your 7th house. On the 22nd, Mars will enter your 7th house. So that could be very passionate, a lot of passion. Oh my goodness, Virgo rising. There's so much. Virgos, there's so much going on with your 7th house this month. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens within your partnerships. Very passionate, very romantic, very spiritual, a little confusing, but wanting to commit. So yeah, that's going to be great. Aries energy also comes in a little bit into play this month. So that's the house of intimacy. There you go. Psychological healing and shared resources with your partner. So you're going to be thinking about that as well. Who knows? I mean, you might be already thinking about your resources with this other person. You know, you could get really serious with them and then you start thinking about how we can make money together, how we can heal together. This could be interesting, but it could just be your own healing. You're going to have a focus on that, focus on your healing. It could be a very intimate time. But with Mercury going into its shadow phase on the 18th, there could be old wounds that start coming up towards the end of the month, and more so in April, because April's when Mercury officially goes retrograde, so old wounds could come up for healing. It could be a very introspective time. The sun will also enter your 8th house, so that's the beginning of the astrological new year. But your 8th house is like things that are hidden, so it could even just be the beginning of a new way of healing. You could be getting more intimate with your partner as well, this spiritual partner that you're going to find this month. It's an exciting time for things that you share with others. So I hope that happens for you. And then at the end of the month, there's an eclipse, which you're going to be feeling for up to 2 weeks beforehand, I would say. And the eclipse is happening in your house of wealth, your second house of wealth and finances, investments. So there's going to be an ending to something toxic. This eclipse is a lunar eclipse in Libra, and you're cutting out a toxic way of either spending, your spending habits, or your beliefs about money, or how you were making money before. You could stop. You could realize, okay, I should be doing things differently in regards to making money. And it could be something that you shift into doing with your partner as opposed to just doing on your own. But you're cutting out a toxic belief or toxic attitude about money by the end of the month. So exciting month for you. Libra, OMG, there is an eclipse in your sign this month. This is a huge month for you. This is a huge shift. This is a huge shedding of an old version of you. And you're going to be feeling this eclipse energy for up to 2 weeks beforehand. And there could be events that are out of your control that come into your life to align you with this ultimate destiny of you stepping into the greatest version of yourself. This is huge, huge energy for you this month. The Libra eclipse is happening on March 25th. Okay, it's happening at 5 degrees of Libra. So check to see if your planets are there or angles at 5 degrees Libra. Okay, huge month. But right off the bat, we still got some Aquarian energy going on. We got Venus and Mars still in Aquarius, and Aquarius is your 5th house of romance and creativity. So there could be some stuff happening in that department as well. But it could be unexpected because Venus is the planet of love. It's in your house of romance. Okay, so there could be something going on there. It could also be a creative project, but if it's romance or creativity, you're going to be thrown for a loop. Long story short, you're going to an unexpected surprise from somebody. But also it could be you throwing someone else for a loop. You know what I'm saying? Like you could want to do things very differently in the way you express your romantic energy. Unconventional, a little bit shocking, a little bit different. You know, you're trying things. But someone could throw you for a loop. It could be a romantic partner. It could be a little anxiety inducing though, because it's something that you didn't see coming in regards to somebody that you're dating maybe, but it could also be a creative project. You could have crazy creative insights at this time. And this is happening from the 3rd to the 9th. Crazy insights. If you have kids, your kids could surprise you. Watch kids, you know, I mean, they could just all of a sudden, you know, you realize, oh, my child's a genius. You know, it could manifest that way. Hopefully that's the way that it manifests for you. You figure out your child's a genius. But yeah, so shocks and surprises in regards to romance. That's always exciting, right? Okay, so your house of health, work, and daily routines is also being impacted because that's Pisces, rules your 6th house. And you're also going to be putting a huge focus on your health at this time. You're leveling up. Of course, you're putting your focus on your health, obviously. So Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces, a little bit confusion when it comes to your health. And this can also affect your work. So you're going to be like a little bit feeling a little low energy, fuzzy, like, well, I don't know. It's eclipse season as well. So you're going to be feeling a lot. Mercury conjunct Neptune. Yeah, a little bit of confusion on what the most optimal daily routine will be. But you know, with the new moon in Pisces in your 6th house, this could be a new beginning. This is on the 10th, by the way. I'm jumping around, I know, but just pay attention to the overall energy. You'll know what to do. So with the new moon in Pisces on the 10th, this could be a new beginning, a new health routine, or a new job, something new. Let your intuition guide you when it comes to implementing these new routines, because this is an intuitive month. It's all about connecting, tapping into that, and not things not making logical sense, but following our inner guidance. So in regards to starting a new job, you'll know what to do if you trust yourself. Venus will enter your 6th house, so you're going to be, even more energy is going to be coming into like taking care of your physical body, getting creative at work. With the sun conjoining Neptune in Pisces, it's a little bit more confusing energy on the 17th, a little bit of more spiritual energy. So it's like you're going to be getting a lot of downloads in regards to what you have to do to be healthy and what the best way to work for you, what the best work health routine is, your day-to-day life. You're organizing your day-to-day life by tapping into your intuition, which is interesting. And yeah, you really, really have to trust your inner guidance at this time. And with Venus conjoining Saturn, also in your 6th house, it's going to be like you're getting real. You're getting serious about implementing this new routine or starting to work in a more efficient way. This could be very grounding energy for you. Like, okay, I'm going to start jogging every day, or I'm going to cut out this food, or I'm going to cut out this bad habit, but it's all going to be intuitively guided. So that's great. Mars will enter Pisces on the 22nd, which is also your 6th house. So this is going to be even more passionate about getting healthy. You're doing well, Libra. You're doing well. And then towards the end of the month, the Aries season begins, and Aries is your 7th house of relationships. So more thinking about love. Love is going to be a big topic for you. Mercury will go into your 7th house on the 9th. So you're going to be thinking about relationships. You're going to be thinking about possibly ending toxic ones. Okay. I mean, especially after that loop you were just thrown for at the beginning of the month. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, and then Mercury will enter its shadow. So be careful with that, because when Mercury enters its shadow on the 18th, this is when exes start popping up into your life, which won't be fun. I mean, it may be, it could be, but that doesn't officially happen until April 1st, the Mercury retrograde. But when Mercury goes into its shadow, we start to feel the effects a little bit. Things start slowing down, and with it being in your 7th house of relationships, it could be like, exes come up and they just want to rekindle. So be careful with that, because I mean, everything that comes up for you right now is going to be kind of out of your control, because there's an eclipse in your sign. So you're being aligned with your destiny by the universe right now. So trust it. It's your 1st house. Libra is your 1st house of the self. So this is a transformation of yourself. This is letting go of toxicity in your life, letting go of anything that's standing in the way of you being your greatest self. So you're cutting out your people-pleasing behaviors. You're cutting out needing validation from others. You're cutting out your codependent behaviors. You could literally be ending a relationship with someone that you've been dependent on, or you just realize like you don't need anybody. You want somebody. You want to complement one another's lives, but you don't need to need somebody. Okay, you're good on your own, Libra. So you're cutting out all the toxic habits. This lunar eclipse is going to be big energy, and I'll make a separate video about that. So we'll go really deep, but this is just a little preview of what's to come. So best of luck to you, and have fun. Be kind with yourself. A lot of shifts happening. Scorpio. Right off the bat, we've still got some Aquarian energy going on. Aquarius impacts your 4th house of your childhood, your roots, your home life, your family life, your private life, okay? On the 3rd, Venus will be squaring Uranus. And Venus is in Aquarius right now, and Mars is also in Aquarius. So Venus will square Uranus, and then Mars will square Uranus on the 9th. So from the 3rd to the 9th, you could be getting surprises, unexpected things, curveballs in regards to your family, okay? So check your family, okay? Because they may be acting crazy. They may surprise you. They may want to do things differently, or you may be the one that wants to do things differently. But it could be a little bit of a shock. This is a very private sector of your life. So it could be a little uncomfortable to deal with, because it's something very deep for you. It's It's your family, it's your childhood. You know, stuff from your childhood could be popping up right now. But this could also impact like your actual home, like where you live, and something can happen. Just, you know, be careful with like things needing repairs, like sudden leaks or things breaking down in your home, or crashing, you know, technology crashing in your home, or appliances going haywire. Could be that, but it could be also your family going haywire. So just like pay attention to that, because it could be a little anxiety inducing from the 3rd to the 9th. But it's also an opportunity to heal. It's just, there's change. There's shifts, sudden shifts. Nothing you can't handle, Scorpio. Okay. You've been through stuff. Okay. You're strong. There's also a lot of Piscean energy going on, a lot, and that's impacting your 5th house of romance and creativity. So this could be a very romantic time for you. Mercury will conjoin Neptune in your 5th house of creativity and romance. It could be a very creative time for you. Creative insights, downloads. Your imagination is going to be activated, very vivid. Create, express, do what you can. Have fun too. By all means, have fun. Because the 5th house is the house of entertainment. It's the house of good time. Okay? You can have a very spiritual good time right now. Like you're very connected. Very connected to your intuition this month, which I like for you. And you could even start like a new spiritual romance on the 10th, because the new moon in your 5th house. You can meet someone very cool, very spiritual, deep, just like you. So that could be a lot of fun. Venus will also go into your 5th house of romance on the 11th. So that's great. That's going to be fun. You're going to be enjoying whoever you're with. I mean, it could be a creative project if you're working on that. You'll really enjoy this creative project that you're working on. You're going to be very inspired, spiritually inspired, receiving all of these intuitive insights and creating and expressing and feeling good. Please make sure to feel good this month, because you're meant to feel good. You're meant to enjoy this romance. It could be super romantic, super spiritual, super beautiful. The sun will conjoin Neptune in your 5th house. So a little bit of confusing energy though. I mean, maybe things aren't super clear. Things don't make logical sense. You're just going with it, but just continue to trust your inner guidance, and you'll end up exactly where you need to be. On the 21st, Venus will conjoin Saturn in Pisces in your 5th house. So there's something Saturn wants you to commit to something. So it could be maybe this new romantic experience with this person is maybe like deep down you're being intuitively guided to turn it into something serious. Maybe you want something more, and or commit to this creative idea that you have. Actually, like solidify the creative idea, like do something with it. Turn it into something beautiful. This could be really great energy for you. Mars will also enter your 5th house. So this is passion and romance. So, okay. A lot of passion in your romantic encounters. I like this for you. I like this energy in your 5th house. This could be very beautiful. So enjoy that. And then a little bit of Aries energy happening this month as well, which is impacting your 6th house of work, daily routines, your health. So you're going to be thinking about your health as well. You're going to be having fun, but staying healthy, which I love for you. The 9th, Mercury enters your 6th house. You're thinking about how you want to implement healthier routines, and you're thinking about your work. You're maybe working harder. You're feeling inspired in your work, new ideas in your work. But use that little window to get a lot of work done, because on the 18th, Mercury will enter its shadow before it goes retrograde on April 1st of April. So there's after when the Mercury retrograde starts, you're definitely going to slow down and have less energy. So it's good to use the window between the 9th and the 18th to get work done and to, work out even, and take care of your body, because you might get a little bit less motivated with the Mercury retrograde. The sun will enter Aries, which is your 6th house, on the 19th. So that's more energy towards, being focused, getting organized in your life, becoming more structured. So that's also very important energy. And the other really big energy for you is the eclipse. We have an eclipse on March 25th. It's a lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra at 5 degrees, and it's happening in your 12th house of spirituality and the subconscious. So this is an ending. Okay, this is an ending because it's a lunar eclipse and it's with the south node. So there's something that needs to be let go of. and you're letting go of something buried deep within your subconscious that could be holding you back from really just soaring when it comes to your spiritual knowledge and your healing. Something that's standing in the way of you being lighter, of you. It's like a heavy burden, something that you've been carrying for a long time, wants to be let go of, wants to be released. And this could be a very toxic thing. So pay attention to what comes and goes into your life right now. It could be a little bit heavier. This is going to be more internal energy. It might not be manifested so outwardly, but there's going to be a lot of internal changes going on with this eclipse, within your spirituality, within your psyche, within your subconscious mind. A very healing time, letting go of toxic beliefs, toxic patterns in your life that are keeping you from thriving spiritually. So pay attention to that. There could be a lot of fated events that happen into your life, a lot of spiritual downloads. Also with the Pisces energy, a lot of intuitive guidance. So tap in, and it will guide you. And enjoy your romance, and enjoy the fun, enjoy the creativity. Overall, it's going to be a great month for you. Sagittarius. Okay, right off the bat, we still have some planets in Aquarius, which is impacting your third house of communication, writing, learning, your siblings, your neighborhood. Venus and Mars are still there. And on the 3rd, Venus is going to be making a hard aspect with Uranus. And on the 9th, Mars will be doing the same. So there's going to be something unexpected that comes into your life in regards to how you communicate. You're going to want to break free from the old way of doing things. You're going to want to rebel against how you were expressing yourself through your words. You're going to start expressing yourself differently, in a more authentic way, more true to yourself, but it could be shocking to others. It could be surprising. Be careful. This energy could be anxiety inducing, even because it's affecting the mental realm. So you might be overthinking a lot, but don't doubt yourself. Trust what happens right now. You could be receiving like a shocking revelation. Even Uranus is the planet of genius, and this is happening in your house of learning, of thinking. So it's like unexpected insights just coming, like an unexpected download coming your way that expands your mind, that expands the way that you look at the world and how you think. But it could be jarring. It could be uncomfortable. But there's something within you. It wants to connect to that energy. It wants to rebel. It wants to do things differently. It wants to think differently and see the world differently. So go with it. Just expect the unexpected. Know what I'm saying? But anyways, so Pisces energy is also very strong this month. It's impacting your 4th house of home, family, childhood, your roots, your private life. So there could be a lot of action going on at home with your family, a lot of changes, a lot of spiritual energy with your family. Maybe some confusion. On the 8th, Mercury will conjoin Neptune in Pisces, so you might not be thinking so clear when it comes to your communication with your family. It could even be like you could be having like psychic connections with your family members right now. Intuitively guided to change something within your home. You're receiving a lot of downloads in regards to your home, and you could even have like childhood stuff come up to like be healed. Pisces is a very healing time. So your childhood traumas could be coming up for healing. There's a new beginning that's happening on the 10th in regards to your family, because there's a new moon in your 4th house. So this could be a new beginning with a family member. Maybe you've resolved something. Maybe you're healing something in your childhood, and this is a new beginning for you. A new lighter beginning, more spiritual beginning. And it could be, wanting to do something differently in the way you decorate your home. Or maybe you want to move. Maybe you want to do something differently with where you live. Put down roots somewhere. Maybe you haven't done that yet. Maybe it's time. Venus will also enter your 4th house. So you're going to want to beautifying your home, beautifying your relationships with your family. And there'll be a very spiritual influence in everything that you do in regards to your home and family, because this is Pisces. You're getting downloads. You're picking up on stuff. The sun will conjoin Neptune in Pisces as well. So more confusion. A little bit of up and down. You're healing childhood wounds. You're making changes. You're making strides with your family members. But then it's like you're getting all these downloads. It's like you feel like you're communicating with your family almost in a psychic way, but some of it's not going to make perfect logical sense. But with Venus conjoining Saturn in Pisces on the 21st, whatever it is that you're receiving in regards to the changes that you want to make in your home and with your family are going to want to be solidified. Okay, so you want to make a move? How about making a plan? What are the steps that you need to take? You want to heal your childhood wounds? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to make that become a reality? So Saturn being there is like creating this heaviness because it wants us to get real about the changes that we're making. I mean, these could be very deep internal changes for you too. Like this could all just be manifesting on the inside of you really going deep within and revisiting your past and your private feelings and emotions could be coming up to be analyzed now. Mars will be coming into Pisces on the 22nd. So that's more Piscean energy. And that's, it's a little bit of heavier energy having Mars in your 4th house. I mean, be careful with conflicts with family members. You could be making strides with them, but there could be, your perspectives could be different about certain topics, about the past. When you bring up the past, everyone has a different opinion. Like, oh no, this happened or this happened. So be careful, be careful. Like, don't allow them to trigger you. Okay. Try not to get triggered this month. Because that's possible as well. But a lot of changes. And if you just stay tapped into your intuition, you'll find the answers. And you can really, really heal from some deep stuff if you allow your intuition and awareness to come through. A little bit of Aries energy this month as well, which is activating your 5th house of creativity and romance. Okay. So on the 9th, Mercury will enter your 5th house. So, you could start talking about creative projects with people. You could start talking to a potential romantic partner, talking about romance, talking about dating. Is that something you want to do? But something interesting happens because on the 18th, Mercury goes into its shadow phase because it will be going retrograde in Aries on April 1st. So that could actually imply like exes coming back into your life. So towards the end of March, definitely April, you could have some exes coming back into your life. So watch out for that. The 19th is the Astrological New Year. The sun will enter Aries as well, which is your 5th house. It's a very creative time. It's a very creative time. It can be a very fun time. With the shadow phase, things will be slowing down a little bit, but it's a chance for you to like go back and revisit old creative projects and re-explore them and maybe bring them back. And then we have a lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. And that's your 11th house of friendships. Okay, so that's going to be interesting for you because lunar eclipses are endings and it's with the South Node. It's a release. It's the cutting out of something toxic in your life. Maybe there's a person in your life that really depends on you or you depend on them. Libra energy can be very codependent. Maybe you're cutting out ties with the toxic friendships. You're literally going to be cutting people out and you might not even have to cut them out. They might just go away because eclipses bring fated events into our lives that are out of our control. So that could be impacting you is cutting ties with the toxic people in your life. And you're going to start feeling that eclipse energy up to 2 weeks beforehand. So you'll start to notice things shifting around in that area of your life, your social networks, who you choose to associate with. So watch out for that. A lot going on this month, but it's all for your greater good. So just surrender to the changes and trust and stay connected to your intuition. Capricorn. So right off the bat, your 2nd house of wealth and finances is being activated. It's been activated. Okay. You've been thinking about money a lot because during Aquarius season, Aquarius rules your 2nd house of wealth and finances. So we still have 2 planets in Aquarius, which is Venus and Mars, and both are going to be making tense aspects to the planet Uranus. Venus will be on the 3rd and Mars on the 9th. So pay attention to the 3rd and between the 3rd and the 9th in regards to your finances and your money. Okay, because there could be something unexpected out of the blue that throws you for a curveball in regards to your finances. I mean, it could be an epiphany or an aha moment where you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I should have been doing to make more money. But it could very well be a shock or a surprise in regards to your money situation, which could be heavy for you because we know you love your money, but I mean, security, you love security. It's important to you. And I get it. I totally get it. But just be careful because whatever this is could be like anxiety inducing. It might end up going your way, but you're definitely gonna be nervous about money, nervous about maybe, I wouldn't do anything too crazy. You might be feeling a little impulsive to like make a crazy investment, but it might not turn out the way that you want it to. So I would be careful between the 3rd and the 9th in regards to your money. Maybe just don't let people borrow money or don't do any crazy transactions or investments at that time because something out of the blue could pop up. There's also a lot of Piscean energy going on this month, which is impacting your third house of communication, writing, learning, short trips, your siblings. So there could be a lot going on in the minds, in the way that you communicate. Mercury will conjoin Neptune in Pisces on the 8th. So your mind won't be feeling super clear at that time. It's going to be a very spiritual time for you, and you're going to be getting a lot of intuitive insights, but they're not going to make perfect sense. It's a more creative time as opposed to like a logical time. So, and you're in this like vibe of wanting to learn, of wanting to expand your mind, but you really need to tap into the spiritual energy right now, to the creative energy, to what's beyond, and allow your intuition to guide you. And there'll be a new moon in your 10th house. So you could be very inspired by your intuition to pursue learning something different, something new. You may want to take a short little trip at that time as well, maybe to a spiritual place, like a little weekend getaway. I feel like you need it. Venus will enter Pisces on the 11th, which is your third house. So you're going to be getting a little bit more creative in the way that you express yourself, and your work and what you're putting out there, and the way you speak. And it could be a writing project or a speaking project, or you expressing yourself through words. You're going to be getting a little bit more creative. So definitely journal, write a lot at this time, because you're going to be picking up a lot from the universe. So write it down, journal this month, because it might help with the clarity, because the sun will also conjoin Neptune. Neptune is the planet of mysticism. It's, the planet of what's beyond the physical. So with the sun conjoining Neptune, it's going to bring a little bit more like la energy, and and things are not going to be very clear. But this is a great time to write poetry, for example, like write creative writing, channeling. You could be channeling this month. Write down what's coming through, because it can actually be very beautiful and inspiring for others. And it could inspire you to actually do something in a more creative way, because when Venus conjoins Saturn in your third house on the 21st, Saturn wants to solidify things. It wants to bring things into the tangible. So you could maybe start sharing this, or commit to a writing project, or commit to expressing yourself in a new way, in a more artistic way, in a more spiritual way. But it's going to be through your words. Okay, so this is a great time to write. And with Mars entering your third house, it's going to bring the sense of passion. That's happening on the 22nd. You're going to be passionate about this new pursuit, this new spiritual creative writing pursuit, maybe. Or passionate about, taking a trip, doing something. Like, just enjoy yourself, Spend time with your neighbors, with people that are in your community. It could be your siblings. You could have a very good time with the people that are around you right now. You'd be very busy. But you could have a very deep connections with your siblings right now, or the people that are around you. So open up to that, and open up to your intuition, and open up to this creativity that's flowing, because it's beautiful. I love it. There's going to be a little bit of fourth house energy happening for you, because Aries season is starting, and Aries rules your fourth house of your home, your family, your roots, your childhood. So you're going to be thinking about, you're actually going to be spending more time with your family too. So it's like your siblings, your family, communicating with your family. It's a more internal time for you. On the 18th, Mercury will enter its shadow phase, because it will go retrograde April 1st in Aries. So things from your childhood could start popping up, like old wounds to be revisited, to be looked at. So pay attention to that. It could be a very healing time. The sun will also enter Aries, and that's the beginning of the Astrological New Year on the 19th. So it's a more internal time. You're going to want to stay home with your family. You're going to want to enjoy time with your family. But, what happens when we hang out with our family? Things come up. The past always comes up when we're with our family. But embrace it, because it could be very healing. You could let go of a lot. And there's an eclipse. This is the biggest energy for you this month, because it's happening in your 10th house of career. Okay. So with all that other stuff, that it pales in comparison to what's about to happen on March 25th, because on March 25th, there's a lunar eclipse in Libra with the South Node happening in your 10th house of career and reputation. Okay. So I'm excited for you. I'm really excited for you, because this is going to be a big shift. But so with eclipses, things that are out of our control come into our lives to align us with a bigger destiny. And in your case, it's going to be the destiny of your career. No big deal. But it could be an ending of some sort. You could be literally ending one career path and start thinking about another, or ending a position or a role in your career, or a way that you were moving in your career or acting in your career. It's a literal end. It's something, but it's the end of something toxic. It's not necessarily the end of something that you were loving. It's the end of something that was sucking the life out of you. Okay. It's the end of, being small in your career. It's the end of depending on others in your career path and needing validation in your career. It's the end of toxic behaviors within your career. So this is positive. This is great for you. You're leveling up right now, but it could feel uncomfortable. It could be jarring. It could be unexpected. It could be out of the blue. And you're going to be feeling this energy for about 2 weeks leading up to it. After the new moon in Pisces on the 10th, you're going to start feeling that energy already. So things are going to be out of your control. So surrender, trust, and know that it's happening for your greatest good. And best of luck. Aquarius, this is a big month for you because there are still some planets in your sign. Venus is in Aquarius and Mars is in Aquarius right off the bat. And on the 3rd, Venus will be making a square aspect to Uranus, the planet of unexpected and sudden changes. And it's happening in your first house of self. And then Mars will be doing the same thing on the 9th, squaring Uranus, and it's happening in your first house of self. So you are changing, you are transforming, you're becoming a different person, you're presenting yourself to the world in a different way. You have this intense need to break free, to rebel, to do things your own way, and to show the world who you really are. But it's going to be shocking. It's going to be unexpected. People might give you mixed signals in their response, mixed responses, I would say, in what you're putting out there. But you know what? Who cares? Because this is the time that you need to be your most authentic self and not care what other people think. And if you don't make these changes, you're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You might, whether you make them or not, you might feel that way because it's always scary to make these changes. But it's like you're coming out of your shell. You want to express who you truly are. This is happening in the house of self. It could be your appearance. If you're doing something shocking to your appearance with Venus. And with Mars, it's literally your actions. So what you're putting out there, what you're doing in the world is going to be shocking. But I like it. I like it for you because it's different. It's you being true to yourself. And that's what you need to do, Aquarius. You got to be true to yourself or your soul is going to suffer. So from the 3rd to the 9th, expect the unexpected. You're going to be surprising others, or maybe others are going to be surprising you. You can be thrown for a little bit of loop, a curveball, but it's going to be okay because you're aligning with your most authentic self, which I love. And then the Pisces energy that's happening, there's a lot of it. It's happening in your houses of finances. So there's going to be a lot of ups and downs with your finances. You might feel a little confused in regards to your finances, your spending. You're like, what am I even spending all this money on? Like, I have nothing to show for it. I don't know. Or you're going to be confused on how to make money. Be a lot of ups and downs. But it's really, really important for you to tap into your intuition in regards to what you need to do with your finances. Because on the 8th, Mercury will conjoin Neptune in Pisces in your 2nd house of wealth and finances. So you're going to feel very confused about what you need to do. But if you just stop trying to understand everything and just go within, tap into your intuitive guidance and just allow truth to flow through you, you'll know what to do. It's not going to be logical. It's going to be intuitive this month when it comes to money. And on the 10th, there's a new moon in your 2nd house. So this could be a new beginning, a new way of pursuing money. Okay, for you. And that'll be good. But you can only create this new beginning if you're tapped into your intuition right now. So do it. Venus will enter Pisces on the 11th, which is your 2nd house. So yeah, I mean, Venus is finances. So you could actually, if you embrace your intuition right now, you could actually think of a new way to make money that will be very beneficial to you. And yeah, so get creative with it. You might have a little bit of a doubt with the sun conjoining Neptune on the 17th, where things feel fuzzy again, but this is just more downloads, like more intuitive insights coming. Just go with it, okay? Again, you don't need an explanation for it. Like your intuition is enough. And then on the 21st, when Venus will conjoin with Saturn in your 2nd house, and Saturn is the planet of reality checks, of hard work. So Saturn's saying, okay, you have these ideas, right? You want to make money in this new way, right? You're having these like intuitive downloads about it. Why not do something with it? Like, why not implement a plan to make money in this more spiritual and creative way? It's time to take some action, especially with Mars going into your second house on the 22nd. So Mars is going to come in there and it's going to, everything that you've received from the universe, all these ideas and insights, Mars is going to say, okay, so yeah, let's take the action. Saturn is going to help you come up with a plan, and Mars is going to help you take the action. So it's an exciting time in regards to your finances. Just trust the guidance. Don't try to understand it, or don't try to explain it to anyone else, because first of all, you shouldn't tell them your ideas, but no one's going to get it anyway. But just trust your gut. Trust your gut. It won't lead you astray. And then there's going to be a little of Aries energies towards the end of the month, because Aries season is starting. But Mercury will already enter Aries by the 9th. So that's your third house of communication, writing, short trips, siblings. And it's funny because you're going to want to be communicating. I told you not to tell people your plans, but with Mercury in your third house, you're going to want to communicate. Just, communicate about other things, because you're going to be social. You're going to have a lot to say, but you could just be writing it. You could be journaling at that time, and use the little window between the 9th and the 18th to do that, because Mercury will be entering its shadow before it goes retrograde on April 1st. So things are going to slow down in April. So you'll have a little window of clarity, of clear communication. It's a good time to start a writing project, to take a short trip before the shadow on the 18th. So take a short trip, spend time with your people in your neighborhood, your siblings, to stay busy, to express yourself through words, through just to speak to people, to learn something, to stimulate the mind before it goes retrograde. Learn something. And then the biggest energy of the month is going to be the lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th. And it's a lunar eclipse with the south node. So that is an ending, that is a release, that is the letting go of something. So that's going to be big. And it's happening in your 9th house of higher education, of your beliefs, of travel. Okay, so you are literally shifting your beliefs about the world. And since this is an ending, you are cutting out something toxic in the way that you view the world. You're cutting out toxic beliefs, or beliefs that no longer serve your highest good right now, okay? You could be restructuring your beliefs about yourself, about the world. You could just be ending a way of thinking or a perspective, a thought pattern that doesn't serve you anymore, so that you can expand, because you want to expand right now with this eclipse. You're cutting out whatever is standing in the way of your greater expansion. The 9th house also represents higher education. So this could be an end of a course or a study, or you could be graduating from something. It could be exciting energy, but it's really going to impact your perspective on the world. So there's going to be a lot of things that are happening that are completely out of your control, that help shift your beliefs. And that's going to be starting on the 10th, because right after the new moon in Pisces, we're already going to be in eclipse season. So we're going to start experiencing all these shifts in our lives that ultimately want to align us with our greater destiny, but we just have to surrender and trust, because we may not be able to control it. So you're expanding. This is great. This is great for you. Your beliefs are expanding, but there's something toxic that you have to cut out. It could be like codependent behavior. It could be, needing validation for what it is you believe and how you want to expand in the world. You don't need that anymore. You're cutting it out. It could be heavy, it could be hard, but it's necessary. It's aligning you with your destiny. So I hope you have a great month. Pisces. Okay, a very spiritual month for you. Nothing new, but it is your season after all, and there's a lot going on in Pisces. So you're going to be feeling a lot of things are going to be shifting. Your intuition's going to be on fire. But right off the bat, we still got a little of Aquarian energy going on, which is also affecting your 12th house of spirituality and the subconscious. So with Venus and Mars still being in Aquarius, and Venus making a square aspect to Uranus, the planet of unexpected surprises, and then Mars also making that square to Uranus afterwards on the 9th. So from the 3rd to the 9th, there could be some unexpected stuff that comes up from your subconscious mind that needs to be healed, that needs to be looked at. And that could be a little bit uncomfortable, heavy, anxiety inducing even, but you can handle it. It's nothing you can't handle, because this is a very healing month for you. So take it as an opportunity to let go of the heavier things that you've been holding on to, so that you could become lighter, so that you could tap into your creativity and your spirituality in a more empowering way. It's time to let go. But It could be stuff that you thought you already healed and then it comes up again, but it's okay. Go easy on yourself, please. The Pisces energy is impacting your first house of self. So this is all about you this month, okay? Mercury and Neptune will be conjoining in your first house of self. So this isn't the most logical time, but this is going to be such a beautiful creative time for you, okay? You could be expressing yourself in a more creative way. You could be receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of spiritual insights. You could be sharing that with others. You may be a little confused though, because it's not going to make logical sense, but it's going to make spiritual and emotional sense. Your emotions are really guiding you this month. It's okay to feel. It's always okay for you to feel, but you're going to be feeling even more during this season. But you're going to be very alluring because this is your first house. So it's like all this spiritual energy is going to be what you're exuding to other people. People are going to be drawn to you during this Pisces season. It's going to be a new beginning for you because there's going to be a new moon in Pisces on the 10th in your first house. So this is a new beginning for you and how you're presenting yourself to the world. You're going to become more alluring to people, okay? Venus will also be entering your first house. So this is making you appear more beautiful to others, more magnetic to others. People are going to be drawn to you. You could attract new suitors into your life right now. You're going to feel beautiful. You're going to want to beautify yourself. Okay, the sun will conjoin Neptune in your first house. So this is a little bit of more confusing energy, but very spiritual energy. This is really the time to tap into your intuition, to meditate, to be in nature, to be creative. It doesn't have to make logical sense, but all of this, the creative inspiration and spiritual insights and intuition, is going to be impacting how other people see you. You're going to be putting that energy out into the world. So I don't know, I feel like you could even do something, a performance art, or acting, or modeling, or photography. You would do really well just getting your picture taken this month because you're going to look so beautiful. You're going to be magnetic. I feel like you need to put out your physical essence because it's going to be so activated and enticing in whatever way you can think of doing that. Yeah, like a photo shoot, take some pictures of yourself this month because you're going to look very glamorous. It's a very glamorous energy for you. Then on the 21st, Venus will conjoin Saturn in Pisces. So this is going to be a little bit of heavier energy. And, all of these insights and the spiritual energy that you're connected to, even these the creative projects or the new romantic pursuits that are coming into your life, I feel like Saturn wants you to do something with it, to create a business out of it, or solidify this creative inspiration that you're getting. I feel like this is the month where it's like you start modeling or acting or a music video or something, and you start making money off of your beauty. I feel like you could really start making money off of your creativity, or because Saturn wants you to commit to something and wants you to be serious about something. And it could be your creativity, it could be about the way you look, how you present yourself to the world. You really get serious about your fashion choices, the pictures that you post online. You could be getting serious about the new person that you're attracting into your life. Mars will also enter your first house. So this is on the 22nd. So this is giving you this passion for life, this more of a seductive energy, more just physical energy as well. So you're going to be amped up, feeling good, feeling alluring, magnetic, sexy. Let the world see you in this state. I mean, you're always alluring and mysterious, but even more so this month. And I feel like you could really do something with all of this. You could do a creative project where you're at the center of it. You're getting glammed up. Put yourself out there. You're going to be glowing this month. And your intuition's going to be on fire. You're going to be you're the main character. Pisces, you're the main character. So have fun with that. A little bit of Aries energy going on as well, which is going to be your house of wealth and finances. On the 9th, Mercury will enter your second house of wealth and finances. So you're going to be thinking about making money too. Like I said, you may be actually making money from your face or your body or, something about yourself. Your physical appearance could actually bring you money, which is cool because you're going to be so looking good. But yeah, so you're going to be thinking about money. But Mercury will also enter its pre-shadow phase on the 18th, and before it goes retrograde on April 1st. So things are going to slow down in the money-making department, but you have a little window from the 9th to the 18th to start implementing some of these ideas to make money, or, you know, to get serious about your finances. But it's going to slow down. So use that window to initiate something new with your finances. The sun will also enter your second house on the 19th, which is Aries. It's the beginning of the astrological New Year. So you're going to be inspired to make money. And you still really have the whole month to make money, to attract money. It's really in April that things will slow down in the money sector, and a little bit in the shadow phase too. So just be aware of that. But you still have the opportunity to make some moolah in March. And then the big energy of the month is going to be the eclipse, the lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra with the South Node. And it's happening in your 8th house of psychological healing, of shared resources, of intimacy. And it's going to be an ending. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit heavier energy for you, Pisces, because it's a release. It's an ending. It's releasing something toxic. And this being the house of healing and transformation, you could literally be healing like this very heavy wound, this trauma. Past traumas could come up right now to be reanalyzed, to be looked at, and to be released for good. Anything that's standing in the way of you being your most empowered self is going to come up to be looked at, to be cut out. But it could feel very heavy. It could feel like a lot. You're going to be looking good, but on the inside, you might be feeling a little too much. So there is that. Yeah, it could, you know, that could be heavier energy for you. But overall, it's a great month. You're the main character. So enjoy it.